All right. All right. All right. All right. Well, we just got finished doing the Mother's Day show, right? So Amelia touched on something in the Mother's Day show. And then, as you see, we're dressed in the same clothes. We just had a discussion. And she talked about, well, I'll let you talk about it because we want to have a panel with men and women alike talking about, as a woman, how do you allow your new man to help you raise your children and discipline them? Like, we're talking about somebody that you're serious with, ladies, that you may potentially think about marrying. You know, they step in, they love your children love them. And then you can teach them how to fish, you can teach them how to do this, you can teach them how to do that. But don't discipline them. Don't do this, don't do that. Where does a man have room, right, to help you with your children if he's only limited to doing what you want him to do? Go ahead, say what you were saying. This is just a teaser. We are going to have a show about
I
this.
feel I really feel like this is something that's very important that we need to talk about in the community of single mothers. How can I say allow someone to love me? How can I say I do to someone, but yet and still I can't see them discipline my sons or my daughters? How do I take a step back? My mom met my dad at 5 years old. And I ask her all the time, and I ask him, how did you allow him to discipline me when you knew it may have hurt my feelings, when you knew I was mad or I didn't like it? I never seen them argue in front of me. But now I'm in a position where I'm a single mom, and there's a man in my life that don't just want to be in my life, but he wants to marry me. But yet these are not his biological children. But my boys call him dad.
Mhm.
He feeds them. He played football with them, basketball with them. But when things happen, I mean, like kind of cringing, like, no, don't say it like that. And I'm learning that maybe because I'm more emotional than he is, and men tend to address things differently than us as women. But it's hard letting go because he's not, it's hard for me to let go because he's not their actual biological father. But yet and still I want him to cut their hair. I want him to come to practices, and he always say to me, Amelia, I can't be the one who takes them shopping or show them how to do the things they need, and then they don't listen to me, or I can't say anything to them. And so I'm learning, and I want to know more myself. I want to hear what someone else says and learn how to allow this person to be in my life, because how can I say I love him, or how could I say I do to him, but yet and still I
Woo.
won't let him help me.
As you were talking, I just added, because you said adamantly you want men to be on this panel. And I just added on, because we're streaming live right now, Facebook live and YouTube live. So y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel. Even if you're watching on Facebook, please go over to YouTube to hit the subscribe button, like and comment. It's so important. I'm growing my page. And this page is about changing the narrative with Black people. And some people think one way, and Black people do this, and this is how we are. So on this page is all about education, elevation, and entertainment, and trying to change the narrative. But I added my boy. I do a couple shows with him, is Leroy McKenzie, because he loves having these conversations when it comes to relationships and stuff like this. And I think it was very smart. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, you don't know, I do panel conversations all the time and talk about real stuff like this. So check out the playlist for some of the panels. You'll see we go deep, like we go there. So this is right up my alley when it comes to real conversations, because this is a thing. You know how many men be like, You don't want nobody to say nothing to your children. They're doing this and doing that. Oh, I can provide for them. Oh, I can do this for them, but I can't tell them what to do because I ain't their daddy, but I'm their daddy when it's time to do. You know what I'm saying? I've heard so many men say that. And
I
so many,
hear that every day.
yeah. So we are going to have this conversation coming up soon. So if you're watching this and you're interested in being a part of this conversation, if this is something that you've had to deal with, you need to hit me up at Kendall Anise, Kendell, right here, Lenice, at gmail.com, or comment within this teaser, because I think it's so important to have this conversation. This is Amelia's real life, and I know this is a lot of your real lives. These women raising kids, whether you're remarried, you're not with the father anymore, or this is your new fiance, or your serious boyfriend, or your new husband, and they feel like they have no place. We want to hear from you because we want you on this panel, men and women alike. Women on this side, men on this side, trying to figure out how we can come together and make these work, because oftentimes people's relationships end because of this, Amelia, and we don't want that.
Right.
We want a happy medium and a happy compromise, because you can't have them doing one thing,
Yes.
Amelia, and all you other ladies, and then you ain't gonna let them do this. Now, I'm not saying you allow them to spank them, you allow them to do certain things, but if you get mad, and I'm talking to ladies, if you get mad, if they're saying they something and it pushes your button, then hopefully you have a conversation and a great relationship with your new mate, that you can have the conversation or even just listen to see how they feel.
Yes. I think it's important too, like what I'm learning is, oh, I get offended so easily, like especially when I look at their faces and it's like they're saying, Mom, help, help, because they're not used to
Hard.
their own dad
It's hard.
disciplining them. And so just learning that this is someone that's been placed in my life that has been consistent, not just with me, but with my boys. I'm really learning, like, this is a hard situation. I'm really learning how, and I'm trying to look at my stepfather who raised me since I was 5. And it seemed like my mama just went smooth sailing with it. I want to be able to be comfortable knowing I know he's not going to hurt them, but making sure I'm keeping my mouth closed. And if I have a problem, waiting till we're behind closed doors. And then also, hey, go ask him if you can have that. My mom, that was a big thing in my house growing up. And I used to be like, why is gotta ask him? So my boyfriend tells me now the reason why I have such a hard problem with this is because I had a problem when I was a kid, and
Ooh.
so there's some areas that I need to be healed from, and maybe that's why I have an attitude about it, because I didn't like my mom allowed him to tell me what to do.
Woo-wee! Y'all, this is going to be a great one. So, as women, how do you allow your new man to help you raise your children, whether it's discipline, whether it's just being that man that you want him to be for your child? Because you say, I want a man who could come in and love my kids like their own, and we be one happy, big, happy family. But then the minute he says something to your kids, you like, and like Amelia said, you look at their kids' faces like, help me, mom. And then something happens. So, as women, how do you allow your new man to help you raise your children without you having an attitude or being uncomfortable with that? That's a conversation that we're going to have. So, we want men on this panel and women. The men that are trying to be a great dad to children that he didn't biologically have, to come together with their mother to have this great relationship. Have you had this issue happen? We want to hear from you. You can comment in this video, or you can go to Kendall Anise or email kendellanise at gmail.com. Make sure you come to the YouTube, because we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube. So put them in the comments in YouTube so I can see them, because I get alerted when I get a comment. Also, subscribe, like, and share this to someone you know going through this. So we'll have this panel together within the next couple of weeks, probably the end of May, early June. If we get a crazy response, we'll do this thing sooner than later. All right, Amelia, you asked for it. That's what we're going to do. We're going to do it.
Yeah,
Thank you, everybody.
excited.
Anything you want to say before we end this teaser? And we can share this around to see.
I'm excited because I think this is something that's very important. I've seen people in the past go through this, but it's different when you living it for yourself. And now that I'm living it, I feel like this is something we need to talk about. How do you handle it, and what's too far, what's not too far, and how as a woman do you, because I just don't believe that you can say I do to someone, but yet it's still they can't govern your home, your whole home, you know. And so I want to make sure, in order for me to be a wife to this man, I I need to not say I trust him, but I need to show that action as well, that I trust him with my children as also. And then also a lot of it is not my boys, it's me, because they handle things differently from me. They can hear it just like I hear it from me and move on and still love me, but here it is, I'm still like, man, why you say that to them?
Ooh, this conversation is long overdue. Y'all, first of all, if you want to be a part of it, you know what to do. Let me know. But if you want to watch it, this is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. I'm glad that you wanted to have this conversation, and I'm glad that you're looking for, other people's opinions and views, and especially men, because sometimes when you hear from the other side, sometimes when you hear women say, you know what? I didn't do it, and I might have lost my husband, or I lost my boyfriend, or he got fed up because he wouldn't, just think about if it was the reverse. If the man had children and you wanted to mother those children, you wouldn't
Yeah,
want him to tell you how to mother them. You would want to show them love and discipline and the things that they, prepare them for life. And you would want to flow how you wanted to flow. But then when a man comes in telling a woman what to do with her children, all hell breaks loose. So we're gonna talk about that, y'all. This is going to be on Kendall and East Live, the panel series. Y'all know I do panels all the time. If you don't know, check out my playlist with my panels, and you'll see how deep we go in those. All right, Amelia, thank you so much, everybody. If you are interested in being a part of this panel, if you got married or had a girlfriend and she was like, don't talk to my kids like that, don't do that, don't help them, but they could do all the nice things with the kids. When it comes to discipline, now you want to do that, right? Or if you're a woman and you're trying to find the happy balance in what you need to do, please join us for this conversation. All right, Amelia, bye, everybody. We'll see you soon. Remember, you are a star. Don't allow anyone to dim your shine. Until next time, God bless. Peace. It's going to be good. It's going to be good, girl. It's going to be good. All right. Thank y'all. Bye, Amelia.
bye.